Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you as, Tuesday now, as we're getting through the international break. Only 4 more days to go till Arsenal are back in action. Apologies, I haven't done a video for a while, but it's just not much to talk about. I don't want to just do a video for the sake of it, for you guys to watch on there, to at least be some genuine news to talk about or debate to talk about, and it's just been a little bit quiet during this international break, but there is a little bit going around today, so I thought I'd pop on, do a video, talk about some very good injury news for Arsenal and look ahead a little bit to what we might expect to see against Norwich in that big game. I hope everyone's been enjoying this little bit of a downtime. Not much been going on, like I said, in the world of Arsenal internationals, are keeping us kind of entertained. And if you're a wrestling fan, you've had AEW All Out as well. Bryan Danielson coming back, Adam Cole, CM Punk already there. What is not to love about that? Anyway, enough about wrestling. I'm sure plenty of you don't care about it like I do. But let's talk about Arsenal and some good news on the injury front. Thomas Partey, fingers crossed, is getting very close to returning now. Could well be involved against Norwich on Saturday. He is back in training. We all saw the pictures yesterday from London Colney of Thomas Partey back. The plan was always he was going to come back during this international break. People close to Thomas Partey telling me that they expect that he can be involved this weekend against Norwich, potentially even starting, but obviously that's down to Mikel Arteta, not to Thomas Partey. It'll be interesting to see what Arteta does with him. He's not played any games, obviously didn't play in the behind closed doors match last week. That came a little bit too early for him. So do you throw him straight back in against Norwich, or do you maybe ease him in with half an hour remaining? Going to be a big decision, that one, for Mikel, because we all know how good Thomas Partey is. We all know how much difference he makes to this team when he's fit and on song. He looked great during pre-season, Thomas Partey. That was why his injury was such a shame in that game against Chelsea, because let's face it, pre-season wasn't great, was it? It wasn't much fun watching that as an Arsenal fan. But I think the performances of Thomas in the central midfield really were the one really encouraging thing. He looked fit, he looked sharp, he was making the difference, those little balls through, breaking the lines that we all know Thomas Partey is so strong at doing. We saw him plenty of times. You sort of could just imagine that link up with Smith Rowe, with Martin Odegaard, and sort of turning defence into attack pretty quickly with his quality and his ability to split the lines with his passing. And then getting that injury was just such a hammer blow right on the eve of the new season. So seeing him back in training is absolutely fantastic, and fingers crossed that we will see him against Norwich. Whether it be from the start, that's down to Mikel Arteta. I've got a feeling we might see him on the bench. I think Arteta, as he does quite often, might err on the side of caution and think, you know what, I don't want anything. We don't want to take any risk with Thomas Partey. He hasn't played for a long time. He's not up to speed in the Premier League. Do you throw him straight back into the mix? I think he might give him half an hour. But, no Granit Xhaka, no Mohamed El-Neni by the looks of it with that injury he picked up against Brentford in the international break. Not many options for Arteta in midfield. So he might have to play Thomas Partey, or might feel that he has to play Thomas Partey. So we'll wait and see. But certainly, fingers crossed, all the signs are looking good now that Partey is ready to make a big impact on the season, and Arsenal certainly need him to do that. And it's not just Thomas Partey where we got the good injury news. Ben White is back training as well. We haven't seen him yet since the Brentford game anyway, because of the COVID issues that he's been struggling with. But he is now back in training, looks very fit and ready. And Eddie Nketiah back as well. We haven't seen him yet this season either. So good news for Arsenal on the injury front, and the squad is certainly beginning to look a little bit stronger than it has done since the start of the season, with the COVID issues beginning to ease. Players like Partey and Nketiah will be out long term, with their injuries beginning to come back now and hopefully making an impact on the squad on a match day. Certainly better options for Mikel Arteta, and he needs them, no doubt about that. Gabriel also back training now. He played in that game against Brentford last week in the behind closed doors match. He's continuing to train now. He played for the under-23s before that game against Brentford, so you expect Gabriel will certainly come straight back into the starting lineup on Saturday. Potentially not Thomas Partey, as I've mentioned, but you'd think Gabriel would be in a position to come straight back in, and I imagine Ben White would be as well. So things looking much, much better for Mikel Arteta. Certainly the strongest Arsenal have looked since the start of the season when it comes to fitness and COVID, and that bodes very, very well because, let's face it, Arsenal absolutely need to improve. They need to pick up points. They need to hit the ground running after the international break because we are entering a huge period for the club, for Mikel Arteta, for Edu, for everyone. They need to get results. They need to get results quickly because let's not forget where Arsenal are. I'm sure none of you do forget where Arsenal are in the Premier League right now after this horrible start to the season. But in many ways, people will say the season for Arsenal really starts now because everyone's back, everyone's fit. They've got these games against Chelsea and Manchester City out of the way. They've got, on paper, hate that phrase, on paper, because we know it never really stands up like that. But on paper, they got some games now where you would expect them, well, not expect them, where they need to get up points. And having everyone back fully available for that will only help with that. So good news for Mikel on the injury front. Just looking ahead to that game against Norwich, I was going to sort of do an early prediction of the team that I'm expecting Mikel to go with. This is what I think he will probably do. I'm not saying he'll definitely do it. It's not for any information that I've received, but this is what I reckon. Like I said, I think he's going to err on the side of caution with Thomas Partey. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Thomas Partey start on the bench, put it that way. So I think the team we'll probably see line up against Norwich will be Leno. I'm going to go Cedric because Tomiyasu is obviously not even back yet. He's still on international duty with Japan. He's never been even been to London Colney yet. He's not met any of his teammates. I would be stunned if he goes straight into the starting lineup against Norwich on Saturday. So I don't expect Tomiyasu to start. He'll probably be on the bench if anything. So I'm going to go Leno, Cedric. I'm going to go Leno, Cedric, White, Gabriel, Tierney. That's the back four. The midfield, I'm going to go with Ainsley, Maitland-Niles and Sambi. Like I said, I think Thomas Partey might end up being on the bench. So I think we might see Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing central midfield alongside Sambi, providing he comes back from international duty with Belgium. Okay. And then up front, I'm going to go Saka, Odegaard, Smith-Rowe and Aubameyang. So Leno, Cedric, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Maitland-Niles, Sambi, Saka, Odegaard, Smith-Rowe, Aubameyang. That's my predicted 11 at this stage anyway. My predicted 11 for the team we might see line up against Norwich on Saturday. So internationals, they've been, I'm sure you've been keeping abreast of what Arsenal have been doing in international break. Martin Odegaard's done all right for Norway. Sambi's obviously made his senior debut for Belgium. It was great. Bukayo Saka, fantastic moment for him against England. For England against Andorra at Wembley a couple of nights ago, scoring a goal, getting an assist, getting named man of the match. This is his first time back at Wembley with England since that Euro 2020 final. So fantastic night for Bukayo. Really lovely to see that smile, see the reception he got from all the fans, as you would expect. It was just a nice moment for Bukayo, and I'm sure you all enjoyed that as much as I did. Other than that, it's just been fairly quiet for Arsenal during the international break. I mean, they don't have too many internationals, which might say a lot at the moment. London Colney's been pretty full during this break. There's not too many players who are out and away with their national teams at the moment. Fingers crossed the ones that are come through these final games over the next couple of days. Okay. And then we can all get back to concentrating on Arsenal for a good it's about a month or so, isn't it, until the next international break, before we have to go through this all over again. Just before I go, thought I'd talk about some comments made by Willian after his move to Corinthians. He talked a little bit about it. It says, look, I really thought a lot together with my family and close people. Unfortunately, my time at Arsenal was not good. I wasn't happy at the club. I don't need to go into details, but I wasn't happy and I thought the return into Brazil was the best option. Studied other opportunities, but I wanted to return to Corinthians, to my home, close to my family. It's a club that projected me the world, revealed me. This time, the right time to come back was this. So Willian talking about his move. I don't think it's any surprise. He says he was unhappy at Arsenal. It just didn't work out, did it? Horrible move for all parties. He absolutely flopped. Arteta failed to get the best out of him. And Arsenal paid the price for giving him a 3-year contract when they probably shouldn't. Well, when they definitely shouldn't have done. But I think this summer, the best possible case scenario did happen in terms of Arsenal letting him go, him finding a new club, him terminating his contract early, not sort of sitting around taking all his money. So, for that, good luck to Willian. I hope he does all right over in Corinthians. But I think for all Arsenal fans, it's been lovely to sort of draw a little line over this whole episode, and you would hope that is a transfer mistake that the club are going to be very, very keen to avoid. And having seen the transfer business they've done this summer, having seen the interview that Edu gave to Sky Sports and to Arsenal.com, it's sort of explaining the strategy this summer. It certainly feels like a sort of transfer mistake that they're not going to repeat again. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, not too much to talk about at the moment. That's why there haven't been many videos, so apologies for that, but no point me just rambling away for the sake of it. So enjoy what's to come this week. Hopefully we'll get some more Arsenal news as the week emerges. Mikel Arteta's press conference is 12 o'clock, I think, on Thursday this week, so we'll get a fresh update from him ahead of the game of Norwich. And and I will certainly try and do a video after that, but hopefully do one before it as well. Just keep you updated of anything that's going on. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine. Speak to you soon.